Good morning. God bless you guys. Okay, so I'm here today because I was thinking about giving you guys some tips on pre-nerves before your driving test to help you overcome those pre-nerves. By the way, it is natural to feel nervous. If you weren't nervous, then you ain't human. Okay, so it's natural to feel nervous, so there is nothing wrong with you. Okay, so to help you get rid of those nerves, one thing that I have done and practiced with my clients is I take them into the test centre before their driving test, whether it's a couple of weeks before or a couple of days before, so they get the opportunity to drive in and out of the test centre, understanding the reference points for bay parking, whether that's a forward bay park or a reverse bay park. Then I will give them those tips as well in order for them to go in and out of the test centre, car park, and where to wait if there is somebody else continuing to do a manoeuvre. The other thing that I would say is a good idea to do with your instructor before going to test is once you do park up at the test centre, say the few weeks before your test, actually go into the waiting room. And while you're in the waiting room, at least then you have a feel for the room that you are in, and it will just be a normal room, so there's no need to feel nervous because you've never been in this room. You know that when you went in there before, nothing happened to you, you were fine. So exactly the same thing is going to happen again. You're going to be perfectly fine. The only thing is, next time you're going to just be, your name's going to be called out, and you're going to just go with the examiner to the car to demonstrate your skills. Okay, so once you've gone into the waiting room and you've sat down and you've then, practiced with your driving instructor, you then go out of the waiting room, stand by the radiator. In the test centre that we go to, we stand near the radiator, and then we will ask one of our pupils or ask you guys to read the number plate of one of the cars in the car park. It's usually going to be about 20 metres away, so just having a look at the furthest car that you can see and be able to read that number plate clearly so the examiner can understand you, and also so that he or she has an idea of how far down the road you will be looking. So the reason you're reading a number plate isn't just to say, oh, I can read a number plate. It's actually because while you're driving, you have already confirmed to the examiner that you will be looking that far ahead or that far behind while you are actually driving. So please, please, please make sure that you do those observations while driving. Okay, so that's you going to the car. Once you've gone to the car now, you and your instructor will probably practice your show me tell me questions. So show me tell me questions, they can be found online if you look at the DSA site. So having a look there, you will see show me tell me questions. So with those show me tell me questions, they are not hard at all. They're pretty simple really. There's only a few, and you only get asked to do 2 of these questions. So it is a good idea to understand what all of them mean, and then you will be able to demonstrate these whether you are showing the examiner what you intend to do or whether you are telling the examiner how to operate something in the car. Okay, so that's the first part of the test done. Then once you are leaving the car park, because you've had practice with your instructor coming in and out of the car park, definitely use tight clutch control here, and definitely make sure that your observations, all round observations and signals are correct, because there probably is going to be at least 3 other candidates also taking their driving test at the same time. So you will not be the only person using the car park or leaving the car park. There will be a few other people doing their test at the same time as you. Sometimes it could be 2 people, 3 people, 4, 5 people. So be aware that you do signal correctly to allow other people to know that you intend to move off. Okay, so once you're moving off, you're on your way. Okay, so the best part about this is your test certificate is in the car with you the whole time that you're driving, And this is so encouraging to know that your instructor's got faith in you that you're going to pass, and you've got faith in yourself, and the examiner is also going out there with a view to watching the way that you drive and say, yes, I'm really proud of this person, and I'm able to give them a certificate to say congratulations on passing. Okay, so your test certificate's in the car. Okay, so what you've got to do now to make sure that you keep that test certificate is not panic. Just because you might make a mistake or you might stall does not mean that you are going to fail. It's how you deal with the problem. So if you do stall, just make sure that you do your observations again before you move back off. So obviously look for the boy on the bike, look for the man on the motorbike. So those things will help. And also just take your time with your feet. So obviously your instructor would have obviously positioned your feet in the correct place so that when you're driving, it naturally goes into that position again. Okay, so that's that tip. The other tip that I would say is while you're driving around and you're listening to the sat nav or you're listening to the examiner giving you directions, please just do one road at a time, observation wise. Plan to do your signal timing correctly, plan to brake at the correct places, but obviously, so speed on approach, speed reducing. Just think of all the things that your instructor has told you and take one road at a time. So whenever you do spot a hazard, remember your hazard routine. Okay, so if you don't know what a hazard routine is, definitely speak to the instructor and ask them what this is, and they will probably remind you again, because I'm pretty sure they've been doing it with you every single day. You just probably didn't realize it was called that. Some people call it a hazard routine, other people will call it something else. Every instructor has a different way of dealing with or teaching you, so we all get there in the end, so don't worry, you are in the safe hands. Okay, so you have done your hazard routine and you have decided that you are going to be consistent and show the examiner your consistency. So when you show consistency with spotting your hazards and the way you drive and doing your new road, new mirror checks, these things will keep your name on that certificate. And with every single road that you do, just have a little smile in your head and say, yeah, I got down that road and I was safe. Okay, I'm now approaching the traffic lights or the crossing or whatever you're approaching, and yes, I'm safe again. And I've just done my manoeuvre and I did my blind spots in the places where my instructor told me to do them. So yes, I am safe again. And as long as you keep on just thinking like that, do one bit at a time, I guarantee that you will definitely pass. So if you need any more tips, just comment below and I would love to help. Anyway, have a wonderful day and you can pass. Just keep on focusing on the end result. Remember that certificate's yours, so make sure you get it. Enjoy your day. God bless you guys.